And you just celebrated a birthday
I
not too long
did.
ago, right?
97.
97 years young. Is that right this is?
True. And hungry.
Hey everybody, Matt Griswold, neighborhood real estate here in Bolivar, and I'm in a place now. I don't think it gets more Bolivar than the place I'm at right now.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm with Miss Louise Wimberly here, and Louise, I think a lot of people know you. I think a lot of people might not know you. I don't know. The town
Well, the
seems
new people in town certainly don't. And
certainly
we've got a lot of new people.
we've got a lot of new people and more coming with that hospital
yeah.
expansion we were talking about,
Yeah.
and SBU does a good job of bringing people in, but.
Mhm.
The reason why I say the reason why I say I don't know if I gets more Bolivar than this is because I've known you basically my whole life. I think I've seen you and through church and walking the streets of Bolivar, and like you were a mover and a shaker. And but we're in your house here, and you said you lived here since 1960.
Before it would be 60, 65 years.
Wow. And it's not only is it in Bolivar, it's on Main Street, Bolivar. You don't get more Bolivar than where you are right now.
It's a good location.
Yeah, it's a good location.
I'm close to City Hall, fire station, places to eat, post office.
You got a beautiful view of the courthouse.
Yeah.
Right there, right off the sidewalk there. Yeah. So for the people who might not know you, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm the youngest of 5 kids.
Okay.
My mother and dad were oldest and Grace Wimberly. I had a sister, Betty Hutchison, Clyde Wimberly, Wanda Harrelson, and Velma Miller. And then I'm the youngest.
Okay. Yeah. And you just celebrated a birthday not too long ago, right?
97.
97 years young. Is that right this is?
True. And hungry.
97 years young, and I got to tell you, I went to church the other day, and you are still opening the doors and greeting people. And I talked to my dad, incidentally. I talked to my dad. I said, "Hey,
I haven't seen him for ages."
Well, we had lunch today, and I said, "I'm going to go meet with Louise," and he said, "Oh yeah," and he said she used to give me a kiss on the cheek when she'd open the door for church when she'd see me. So
I can't imagine they let a 97-year-old lady do that, but they keep saying they need me.
Well, you're fantastic.
Well, I enjoy it.
You're fantastic. So tell me a little bit about what did you do, for work and life and hobbies, and just fill us in.
When I got out of high school, I had a job already. I was working part-time for the Bolivar Free Press.
Free Press.
It was the Republican paper.
yeah.
And the other was the Democrat paper. But I worked for the Gravellys, and I worked there for a year and a half. And one of the high school teachers I had said, "Louise, you really need to go to college."
Okay.
I said, "Well, I don't know that there's money for that." And so she said, "Well, think about it." So my folks said, I don't know what they had to give up for me to go, but I went 2 years. And I had a job waiting for me, so I didn't go on and get 2 years somewhere else.
Yeah.
I had a job waiting for me that I was going to spend that summer working for the county treasurer.
Okay.
I was going to figure taxes for him.
Wow.
And so then my dad's boss, Earl Robertson, asked Daddy, who worked there.
Yeah.
It was a wholesale grocery house. He said, "Do you think Louise would work for us?" And Daddy said, "Well, you have to talk to her." And so he talked to him, and so I took that job.
Yeah.
And I worked there 3.5 years, figuring orders and inventory.
Okay.
And then while I was working there, Knox Lambert, who was pastor at First Baptist, came to me and said, "We're losing our secretary. She has to move out to a different climate. She's having health problems.
Oh, okay.
Would you work for the church?"
Yeah.
So I never did have to fill out a resume or anything. Just
people came to you. That's the best way.
But anyhow, I said, "Well, I'd have to think about it and talk to my folks."
What year would that have been?
In 1953.
1953.
Because I started January the 1st, 1954 at First Baptist.
Wow.
I worked there for 39 years.
Wow.
Had different pastors, of course.
Right. Yeah. Did you walk back and forth right up and down Main Street to work? That's perfect.
I didn't pick up trash that whole time.
Yeah.
I started doing that a little bit later.
Yeah. And you said you went to SBU. I guess it would have been SBC.
SWBC.
SW, Southwest Baptist College.
Made SW, Southwest is one word, but they made it two.
So what have you seen? I don't know. What have you seen change? I know there's so much, right?
Well,
But what are some of the changes that maybe are impactful that you've seen right
I,
here?
I think it's a lot of people moving in,
Yeah,
especially lately.
yeah,
In fact, I'll ask people. I had a very good friend that lived out in off of Killingsworth,
yeah,
out in there. You're probably familiar with that. She had neighbors move in from Wisconsin.
yeah,
So I saw them over there, and I walked over there, and I said, "What brought you to Bolivar?"
yeah,
And they said, "Well, he loved to fish, and he'd always heard of Stockton.
yeah.
So they came to Stockton to look for a house."
You're asking the question that I've been asking people of what is it that brought you to Bolivar,
Yeah,
and you're
I
asking
was
people,
interested. Yeah,
and it was the fishing.
it was fishing for him. And so he said, we looked around the houses, and I said, "Well, where's your hospital?"
Yeah,
They said, "Over at Bolivar." And so he asked another question later on, Bolivar.
yeah,
So he said he came to Bolivar, they liked it, they moved in. Bought
yeah,
a house, moved in, he drove to Stockton to fish.
yeah.
Yeah.
I talked to somebody the other day that said they moved here for the river, the Pomme de Terre River.
Oh, really?
Drew them in, and they bought a property, a big farm, and the river goes right through
Right
it.
back.
And
Go do it.
they said, doesn't matter the day they're having, they can just walk to the river and sit by the river for a little bit, and everything feels better.
And then
So,
another neighbor that the lady had, she lived in Chicago,
wow.
and she saw an ad that Australia was looking for ladies
Oh,
because they needed women down there. They had more men than women, and so
really?
Yeah.
That's a thing, huh?
So she moved to Australia. She met this guy that was a salesman from California. He was down there doing business.
Okay.
And so they got married, and they were living in California, and they decided they wanted to move somewhere, and they bought a book. Is there a book out about the 100
Yes. Yeah.
something?
Yeah. Yeah.
She said they got that, and they picked out Bolivar. Said they bought a house without seeing it.
Wow. So from Chicago to Australia to California to Bolivar.
Bolivar.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is magnetic. It draws
Yeah.
people.
And then another lady that I talked to at church here a while back, I said, "Where are you from?" And she said, "Colorado Springs." I said, "Well, what brought you to Bolivar? Do you have family here?"
Yeah.
She said, "No, we were looking at houses on a contraption, whatever." And she said, "We saw this house. We just fell in love with it."
Wow.
They came because of the house.
Yeah. Yeah. And then did they stay because of the town or the community or
And
something?
yeah,
Or
and they came to our church, and they've taken a leadership role.
wow.
And having people lined up to visit nursing home people.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
they jumped right in.
Yeah.
Doing something.
Yeah.
Just like you're doing.
Just like I'm doing. Just like I'm doing.
Well, you came back to church here. You were here as a kid.
That's right. Yeah. And I moved away for about 20
Where
years.
did you go?
Clever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was never too far away.
Uh-huh.
And then in 2018, it was time to move back, and Mom's
I didn't
health
know-
started to
I didn't know you'd
deteriorate.
been here that long. Yeah.
Yeah, moved back in 2018, and Mom's health, she's got Alzheimer's now,
Yeah.
and
I can't
so
believe that. I knew you all when you lived out where my friend.
yeah,
the
off
neighborhood.
Killingsworth. When you said that,
The
I thought, I
neighborhood,
don't know
yeah.
where that is.
That's the same neighborhood. You lived in the big blue house.
The big blue house.
And you
Yeah,
have two sisters.
I do, an older one and a younger one.
Okay.
Megan's older, Allison's
Where
younger.
is she?
Megan's up in a little town called Hale near Chillicothe.
I have a niece at Chillicothe.
Oh, did you? Yeah, they're about 30 minutes outside of Chillicothe.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then Allison's in Springfield.
Okay.
She is the director of counseling for Springfield Public Schools.
Oh my goodness.
She's Dr. Roffers now. That's her last name, but I give her a hard time about it. But
Might as well.
yeah. And she's got two daughters, Avery and Arden. She and Lance, her husband. And they have a son, Lane. And Lane was born with FOXG1, which
What
is
is
a
that?
rare brain condition where the two sides don't talk, basically,
Oh, really? I didn't
and
know.
vocal cord paralysis. So he was on a trach for a while, and he requires 24-hour
Mm.
care,
Uh-huh.
which is another reason why they toyed with the idea of coming to Bolivar,
Mhm.
but all of their specialists and
I was
doctors
gonna
are in
say they
Springfield.
have it up in Springfield.
And
Yeah.
so they decided to stay there. But so she's doing well. She and the girls and They come down every Sunday, and after church, we'll go over to Dad's house, and he'll
He's over there
grill out.
close to Bill and Mary Little.
Yeah, their backyards kind of connect.
Okay, the backyard.
Yeah,
okay.
So I can stand on Dad's patio, and you can see, Bill and Mary's house right over there.
Yeah.
And somebody said I should do this with Bill also. He'd have a good
Bill on that.
Yeah, both of them. We'll edit that out. Yeah. That's great. So let me ask you, so I know you're working on something there, but what are your hobbies? What do you enjoy doing?
Well, I used to do a crossword puzzle every night.
Yeah, every night?
Every night.
Wow.
Yeah, with a friend.
Yeah.
And she went into the nursing home and then passed away. So I don't do that anymore, but two of my nephews got this for me.
Okay.
It's an iPad, and I was just monkeying around with it till you came. So I don't have a whole lot of hobbies because I'm not able to do much.
Yeah. What do you miss doing? What do you miss doing?
Mowing my yard.
Really? Miss mowing your yard?
And I was mowing 7 yards a week.
Wow.
Volunteering 6 yards besides mine.
Were you pushing them?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
What was good exercise?
Yeah. Where's your work ethic come from like that? Or where does your desire to want to walk?
My parents were both good workers.
Yeah.
My mom was a Keeling. Does that name register with you?
Yeah,
Her brother is Howard Keeling, that the American Legion named after.
Oh.
He was killed in France in World War I.
Wow.
And back then they didn't bring bodies back like they do now.
Gotcha.
So my grandmother was considered a Gold Star mother.
Wow.
I don't know whether you know about the tradition or not, but back during World War II, if you had somebody in your family in the service, you had a flag in your window. They were about this big.
Okay.
It was a blue star saying, I have a son or daughter.
Gotcha.
Mostly sons.
Yeah.
And then if they were killed, well, you became a Gold Star. They had Gold Star. And she became a Gold Star mother.
That doesn't sound like something you wanted to be.
Yeah, the government sent her, among other Gold Star mothers, to France to visit the graves.
Wow. So she kind of had that closure there, or?
Yeah, I wasn't very old when that happened, but I've read about it because the Bolivar papers carried articles about her trip.
Yeah.
And it was very interesting.
Yeah.
What she saw and got to do. So.
Wow. Well, what made you? I know you have a lot of roots here, but what made you decide to stay in Bolivar?
I like Bolivar.
What do you like about it?
One of the things I like, the kind people.
Yeah.
People are kind.
Yeah.
Since I've been on this walker.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe the offers I get. I mean, I don't have to open too many doors myself.
You do that on Sunday. You're the door opener on Sunday.
I enjoy that. I enjoy it because after you get inside the door, to the right are the little kids. The
little ones,
and to the left are the babies. And so I see families come in. I love seeing families.
Yeah.
Daddies bringing their kids in and moms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems like a common answer, too, of why people want to stay here is because the people and the community of it.
I think I'd be lost in another community.
Yeah.
I would get acquainted because I like people. But it wouldn't be like Bolivar. But no, I like Bolivar.
Yeah. For me, it's kind of comforting to know that I can leave for 20 years and come back and Louise is still here. You know?
You know what? When you were in high school, you were in some kind of a contest.
Okay.
I was a judge. I mean, a timer. I was in the room. I was a timer.
Okay.
And you either sang. Did you sing when you were in high school?
Yeah, I was in choir.
I think it was a song.
Okay.
But I was your timer.
Okay.
I still remember that.
Did I do well, or?
Yes, you did. You want to sing for me?
Yeah. Don't tease me. I like to sing. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. So be what's something about I don't know, maybe a fun fact about Bolivar or the history of Bolivar that you think other people might not be aware of, or something maybe you've
I just know that I can go downtown, walk through the square, and know most of the people.
Yeah.
Now anymore, so many people have moved in. Even at the church, I don't know all the people. 3 services. I don't know everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't have to know everybody. But I think a lot of them know me because I'm at the door. And
You're Louise.
It was. It's like I had that birthday.
Yeah.
And the pastor announced at all 3 services
Yeah.
that I had a birthday. And I had people coming by that I didn't expect to see, you know, saying, hey, have a good day and all that.
I saw it on Facebook. Are you on Facebook?
No.
Well,
Somebody must have
you are.
Linda Bunch.
Yeah, that's it.
I think
Linda
she probably
Bunch,
put it on there.
Yeah.
But she had a vest. She and my nephew went to school together.
Okay.
They had a vest made for me.
Yeah.
It said, I'm 97 and single. Today's my birthday.
Today's my birthday.
I had to wear it all
You wore it?
all Sunday morning. Had 6 candles on that.
Just 6?
Looked like a fool.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's where I saw it though too. I think I saw that on Facebook.
You probably saw it, yeah.
That's something.
Linda escorts me after I do my greeting. She escorts me from the elevator to my class. Afraid I'll get lost in the hall. She's
yeah.
That's the kind of relationship I have with a lot of people.
Yeah.
We just have fun.
When you went to, let's see, when you started working at the church, that was obviously before. Well, I don't know. Was that before the new church was?
Oh,
no, it was still the old church building
just
there.
That one building,
which is no longer there
it's
now.
No longer there.
Yeah, it's that's the fellowship hall and all that stuff, right?
Worked for Knox Lambert. He was the first one, but he left not too long after I went to work there because he got a chance to go back to Kentucky.
Okay.
To a church.
So who came after him?
Goodness.
It wouldn't have been Ray.
Oh no.
No.
Well, there've been 5 or 6, maybe even more than that.
I only know Ray, and then it went to Billy, and of course
Harlan
now Adam.
Spurgeon. Did you know Harlan?
See, I think he was before me.
Okay.
Ray baptized me.
Oh, Ray did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right there in the sanctuary.
Ray picks on me.
Does he? That means he likes you. Ray likes to do that.
He writes me a dumb poem. When I turned 97, he couldn't find a birthday card that said Happy 97.
Yeah.
So he buys a card for a 9-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And he buys a card for a 7-year-old kid. He cuts them apart. He puts them back together.
That's brilliant.
So I get a 97-year-old thing.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
But I enjoy him very much.
Yeah. Well, what else do you want to see and do that you haven't gotten to do yet? Anything?
I don't think I'm capable of doing much with anything.
Do you have any regrets or anything?
Oh, no, I don't. I'm glad I stayed in Bolivar.
Yeah.
Because I still have nieces and nephews here.
Okay, great. Do you get to see them often?
Well, I see Jean Rainey. You know the Raineys?
Mm-mm.
Okay, right now, she's 10 years. I was 10 years old when she was born.
Okay.
So I've been an aunt for a long time.
Yeah.
And
wow.
But she's living at Butterfield now.
Okay.
But she had a stroke 2 weeks ago.
Oh, mercy.
So she's in Mercy Rehab in Springfield right now.
Okay.
But then I have a nephew at Republic that's a retired policeman from Springfield.
Yeah.
He sees me very often, and he takes care of a lot of my business. Great. Yeah. Yeah. They look after me.
Republic's not too far. Talk about a community that's grown.
Oh,
Republic has blown up.
Leave Springfield, you're right in Republic.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way it seems to me.
They've got so many different restaurants and healthcare places there now. It's of course they have that Amazon distribution center. A lot of distribution. It's a huge building. Yeah. So let me ask you this. What would you say? Like, what do you hope people remember about you? What's your legacy? What do you hope?
Oh, dear, that's a hard question.
I know. I didn't prepare you for that. That was unscripted, but I want to know.
They all think I'm a nut.
No, we don't. That's not true.
Well, one day, I got this in the mail. I think it's back when you could send 50 cents in a cereal box top in. I got this thing in the mail. I hadn't ordered it. It was the thing put over your head, it fit over your shoulders, cardboard.
Okay.
And I could see out, but nobody could see in. I thought, well, I'm covered. I'm an adult. I'm not a kid.
Yeah.
I walked uptown thinking it'd be funny, you know, that nobody would know me. And I walked up the street, everybody say hello to me. They knew me well enough to know that.
That's great, though.
But that's the side of me
Yeah.
that stands out.
I love it. I love that
can be
about you.
serious, but I enjoy life.
Yeah, that's great.
I do.
That's great. I think
I'm so glad. You know, when you called me and asked me about doing this,
yeah.
I thought, well, Matt's back here in town. I'm glad he's back here, but I got to thinking about all the young men
Yeah.
that have grown up here and ended up staying here.
Yeah.
Lawyers, there's Pat Douglas.
Yeah, that's right.
Jesse Ankrum.
Yeah.
Dennis, we've got Don Jump and his son Tim Jump.
That's right.
We've got the Cribs boys.
Yeah.
David and Daryl stayed here.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made Bolivar.
Yeah.
Part of it, the greatness.
Not only David and Daryl, but their kids.
Oh yeah.
You
and
know,
they're still here doing
and their grandkids.
Doing their kid thing,
Yeah,
helping
right.
Bolivar.
That's right.
Mike is going ahead and doing what his daddy did.
Yeah, that's right. And Kevin's over there. And
But I think that's Bolivar to me. It's the people that have stayed here.
Yeah.
And other people have come here and enjoyed being here.
You're a delight. I enjoy it. We'll have to do this more often instead of just the videos. I want to take you up on that having a cup of coffee thing you talked about. We'll do that.
Yep.
So, hey, everybody. Matt Griswold, Neighborhood Real Estate. Thank you very much, Louise, for your time. And again, doesn't get more Bolivar than this. If you're looking to buy or sell in Bolivar or the Bolivar surrounding area, give me a call. I'd love to help you out. So, until next time, bye-bye.